Hello there and welcome. How's it going? This is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Welcome to the Ask and Be Inspired talk show, designed to help you get unstuck, produce results, and achieve time freedom. So many people tell us believe in yourself. But why is it that we have a huge struggle doing that one simple thing? Let me share something with you. Towards the end of 2016, going into 2017, I was overwhelmed. I was feeling like I couldn't do this affiliate marketing business. I couldn't be the internet marketer that's required of me to be successful in this business. So going into 2017, I completely shut down. I took an unannounced hiatus and I disappeared for almost a whole year. Now, I didn't exactly disappear, I just took a hiatus. But during that time, every day of my life in 2017 was just existing. I wasn't really living life, I wasn't enjoying it. I was miserable, I was unhappy, and I simply felt like the life was drained out of me. Now, why is it that I took a hiatus during that time period when I could have kept going in my business? I didn't believe I could do it. I didn't believe I have the capability of what it took to become a successful internet marketer in business. And what also this is rooted into was from my upbringing. Over the past years, over the course of the years that have gone by, I have struggled with believing in myself, all rooting back from what I was taught from my upbringing. What I was taught from my upbringing was to find security, to find guarantee, in particular, financial security. I was taught if you cannot find financial security in whatever you choose to do with your life, don't do it. If you cannot find a guarantee that this is going to work for sure, then don't do it. And because of that teaching that I was bestowed upon growing up, that caused me to have trouble believing in myself when I wanted to go and do something like run an affiliate marketing business. I was bringing my past into the present moment and letting that dictate what I do in the here and now. That was a problem. And what was also a problem was I was speculating too much on the future. I was thinking about, oh, what if this doesn't work? What am I going to do? How am I going to be able to do this when I am successful? Where am I going to go? And all these kinds of thoughts were running in my head, speculating about what the future was going to look like. If this happens, that happens, and the list can go on and on. And that was keeping me from taking action in the present moment. That was a problem for me. I didn't believe I could be a successful internet marketer because I was stuck focusing on bringing the past into the present moment. And I was also speculating too much about the future. You might be doing this right now. The reason why you're having trouble believing in yourself is because you're bringing things from your past into the present moment that are no longer happening. What's in the past is done, buried. Don't be digging it up constantly, or as Jim Rohn put it, don't be using it as a club to beat yourself to death with. You don't need to do that. Now, I'm not saying forget about the past. because you're never going to forget it, but don't be putting a focus on it. Don't be bringing it to the present moment and keep using it as a club to beat yourself up with. Don't be doing that. Because if you are, that's going to have an effect on believing in yourself. And not only that, but you also don't want to be speculating too much about the future. I'm not saying don't have a vision for the future, but I'm saying don't be focused on speculating what's going to happen for the future. Because nobody knows for certain what's going to happen. And when things do happen in the present moment, you'll cross that bridge when you do. Don't get stuck speculating on what's going to happen, where is this going to happen, and things like that. You don't want to focus on that. Because that's what that's going to do. It's going to take time away from the present moment in which you can be using that time to take action on what you do need to do in order to move yourself forward to where you want to be. Are you following me here? You want to make sure that you don't be stuck in the past or be stuck speculating on the future. If you're doing one or both of those things, you're hurting yourself and you're causing yourself to lack belief. You want to be able to start believing in yourself more? Be in the present moment. And don't be focused on the past, because the past is no longer happening. You can be reliving moments in your head about the past, but the past is not actually happening right now. And it's the same thing with the future. You can be stuck thinking about all the possibilities that could unfold, but they're not happening right now. Start believing in yourself right now. Get out of your head and move yourself forward. That's what I learned along my journey. When I came back marketing my business, I realized that I needed to be more present. I needed to be more in the now. I couldn't be stuck speculating on the future or getting hung up in the past about something. There is only the now, and what am I going to do right now in order to move myself forward? That's what you got to ask yourself. Instead of getting hung up on the speculating about the future, ask yourself the following question. What can I do right now in order to move myself forward closer to where I want to be? You got to get good at asking yourself better questions instead of asking questions that relate to the past and or the future. There's only the present moment. Start strengthening the belief in yourself. Start trusting in the process. And start asking yourself, what can you do right now to get closer to the life that you want to live? Okay, so I'll take some questions right now. I got some questions that just came in, and I'll go through them. Maruf asks, how can we engage with our audience in a more interactive and enjoyable way in our marketing campaigns? Have the conversation. That's what we're doing in our marketing campaigns. It's not so much selling whatever products that we have, but it's more about having the conversation. Think of like you're talking to somebody for the first time. They don't know you. And what you got to do is you got to focus on having that human to human interaction, that human to human conversation. You got to focus on building that know, like, and trust relationship with them. How do you do that? Bring them into your world. Let them get to know you. Let them know what you're all about, how it relates to them. See, when you're creating marketing campaigns, have the conversation, but also make sure that each piece of content that you write, make sure that it ties into a business lesson. Make sure that it ties into helping solve one of their problems that they're having, that your target audience is having. Have the conversation, build that know, like, and trust relationship, and focus on having that human to human interaction. Leo asks, how can we use storytelling strategically in our content to connect with our audience and drive conversions? So you're right, Leo. What people remember is not facts and figures. What they remember are stories. And how can you use stories to tie into your marketing campaigns so that you can not only drive results, but most importantly, you can drive conversions? You want to always make sure that whenever you're using storytelling for any piece of content, whether that be for video, email, or a social media post, you want to always tie it into a business lesson. You want to tie it into a lesson that's relevant for your target niche. Because every story has to have a point. If there's no point to the story, don't bother telling it. The story that you tell in your content, it's got to be something that's relevant to your target audience, something that's going to resonate with them. If you would focus on doing that, focus on creating the kind of content that resonates with them, then you're going to better your chances of having those conversions. If you focus on not only telling the story, but you also tie a vitally important business lesson around it, or for whatever your target niche is looking for, then you're going to increase your chances of getting those conversions. Allison asks, what's the key to writing good email subject lines? Pique curiosity. And no, I'm not talking about writing email subject lines like, here's how to make $5,000 in the next 30 days. I'm not talking about those kinds of subject lines. You want to write subject lines like you're writing a chapter title out of a fiction novel. If you want to know how to get good at writing good email subject lines, you can get on other people's email list, other successful email marketers list, and study how they write their subject lines. But you also got to study the right competitors too. And also another way that you can get good at writing email subject lines is you want to focus on writing the kind of subject lines that are like out of a fiction novel. And that way you can not only pique their curiosity, but pique their curiosity enough to want to open the emails. But you got to make sure that emails are not about having good subject lines, but you also got to have content in those emails that are valuable to your target audience as well. It's not just about writing good email subject lines. It's also about having good quality content in them for when your subscriber opens the email. Ellie asks, are email swipes reliable for your email marketing efforts? No, they're not reliable for your email marketing efforts, because you got to keep in mind that if you're promoting a business opportunity in which they have done for you email swipes, and you know that there are tens of thousands of other affiliates in the company, imagine those tens of thousands of affiliates using those same email swipes. And if you're using those same email swipes too, what is that going to create? That's going to create saturation. And you don't know how many times someone actually sees that kind of emails, and that's just going to turn them away. Because those email swipes, yeah, while they're done for you, they're not really tailored to sound like you. And that's why it's so important that when it comes to email marketing, you're going to make sure that you focus on writing your own emails, writing your own content. Because if you're not doing that, then you're hurting yourself. You want to make sure that you invest into an email marketing course that's going to teach you on how to write good emails, how to write emails that sound genuine, how they sound like it's coming from you. You got to make sure to do that early on, because the sooner that you do that, the better off you're going to be in your email marketing efforts. Emilio asks, what are the best practices for maintaining good relationships with your personally sponsored team members in your business? This is an excellent question, Emilio. And what you want to do for your personally sponsored team members in order to maintain those relationships is do the following. Number one, always provide value to them. Always be willing to help them solve whatever problems or challenges that they may be facing. And number two, do more than what is expected of you. You want to focus on not just only doing the minimum. You want to focus on going above and beyond for your team members who are willing to do the work. And number three, you want to show them that you care. Nobody likes signing up under somebody that's not going to help them have the success that they want. They don't want to be under someone that's just only going to care about themselves, especially when push comes to shove. If you show your personally sponsored team members that you care about their success and that you're willing to help them achieve it, as long as they're coachable and they're willing to do the work, they're going to appreciate that over the long term. And even when things get rough, they're going to stick by your side and they're not going to be going to somebody else. And that's very important, because there's so many people out there that they get signed up with so-and-so, but so-and-so doesn't help them, doesn't show that they care about helping them achieve their success, and so they feel lost. If you would be the leader that people want to follow, that's going to help you out over the long term. So in case you have any more questions, I'll be around. And if there are no more questions, then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, I don't see any questions coming in, but if you do happen to have any more questions, I suggest that you leave them below this video and I will cover it in another episode. I trust you got a ton of value out of this video, and I invite you to join me on the journey of achieving time freedom. Simply grab my free beginner's cheat sheet for affiliate marketing report by looking for the link below this video, and let me know how I can be of service to you on your journey. I'll gladly point you in the right direction. With that said, this is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. Have an amazing day wherever you may be, whatever time zone that you're watching this from, and I'll see you on the next video very soon. Take care and all the absolute best.